Welcome to the show. So I don't know how many of you are going to believe this, but I went for a walk the other day and I found wild raspberries. That's something I've never found before. So here you go. So I decided, let's go get some seeds for them. And I didn't want you to miss out on me trying to dig through them and find where the seeds were and study the anatomy of the botany. So I thought I'd go get some more and show you. So this is what you harvest, and this is what you leave behind. So I cut through this to see what there was. And the answer is nothing. So I kept digging. So we're going to look at this one then. We're going to take one of these off. There we go. And with your own eyes, you can actually have a good look inside and potentially see what we're looking for, what I believe is the seed. So we're going to dig through to find it. And we're going to use this paper cloth to go clean it out. After a bit of cleaning, you're left with that, which I believe is the seed. So you're going to put them there in the corner of this paper cloth. And I've spilt some over here, so we're going to get some more. Nothing in there. Here's one. Easiest technique is just to brush it along here. All the fruit bit stays behind. The seed stays in one piece. And sometimes gets stuck in your fingernails. And it gets, above all, cleaned. And so here we go with some seeds. You can see a raspberry plant right here. So compare it to a blackberry plant. Pay attention to the leaves. And you can see, yes, they are very similar to each other. In fact, they're so similar they can actually be camouflaged. And they grow so close together they almost weave through each other, weave around each other. And if you look at an unripe blackberry, it's very similar to a raspberry, but it's not exactly the same as a ripe raspberry. They're a slightly different shade, so your best bet is to look for the ripe raspberry itself. There's benefits and risks of getting seeds from the wild. The big benefit is, this is a plant that has taken a really good test and won. It's gone from seed to fruit on its own, and that is despite being bombarded by all the natural pests and bombarded by all the natural diseases that it could face out there. You've got a bit of independence from the crop, and that is always a good sign of strength that we would like in our farm. The risks are, because, unfortunately, some diseases from a plant can be passed on into the seed and then affect the next generation, there is a chance that these seeds will have some sort of germs in them. However, there's a balance with this, because we actually want some of them, because putting our farm through those disease trials, generation after generation, is exactly how we end up with disease-resistant types one day, which is what we want. So that is how I think we can get some seeds from a wild raspberry. In theory, it should also apply to a wild blackberry, except we would be having these bits still inside there. If you want to know what happens to this, all it does is shrink, wither, and dry out. It's the seeds and the fruit that we want. This is just for the plant. That's nothing we need to worry about for ourselves. So we know how to get the seeds out of there, what we can find on these things, things to take into account both for and against when deciding if we add them into our farm. Other than that, so good luck when you need to farm to survive. Good luck when you need to forage to survive, because these were not farmed by me, they were foraged. And so, that's it. I will see you in the apocalypse. And subscribe to survive.